Hi viewers, welcome to the session 2 of electrical circuits. In this session, I would like to deal with Kirchhoff's laws and problems related to that. In addition to the academic aspects, I also wanted to tell you a few social aspects of our day-to-day life and also how to stay fit both physically and mentally. First, let us move on to the presentation part. The objectives of presentation. After the completion of this topic, the learner will be able to understand the importance of Kirchhoff's laws, state the Kirchhoff's laws and also work out the problems related to that. First, let us understand the importance of Kirchhoff's laws. In the previous session, we have gone through Ohm's law and its limitations, and we are also aware that Ohm's law cannot be implemented for complex circuits. For higher complexity circuits, always we should go for Kirchhoff's laws and above that. Basically, we have two Kirchhoff's laws. First law is one second law. First law is also known as current law or point law, which states that the algebraic sum of currents meeting at an electric junction in a network is equal to 0, or this can also be stated as the sum of incoming currents is equal to the sum of outgoing currents at a particular junction or node of an electric network. Here, this example shows Kirchhoff's current law. Here, the junction is shown in this example by a blue dot here, and 5 branches are there in which 5 currents are flowing in the respective directions. If we observe carefully, I1, I2 and I5 are flowing towards the junction, and similarly I3 and I4 are flowing away from the junction. Hence, according to Kirchhoff's current law, sum of incoming currents is equal to the sum of outgoing currents. That implies I1 plus I2 plus I5 is equal to I3 plus I4. Before going for Kirchhoff's second law, that is voltage law, we need to understand certain concepts like voltage drop and also the batteries, different ways in which the batteries are connected. The knowledge is essential for us. First, let us go through the voltage drop. Voltage drop is nothing but whenever a current passes through a resistance or some voltage will be dropped by this resistance, which is given by the product of current and resistance, and the sign of this voltage drop is given as positive at the terminal where the current enters and negative at the end where the current leaves. In the first example shown by the red arrow, the current is moving from left to right, and hence the positive sign for the voltage drop IR is given on the left hand side of resistance, and obviously minus sign on the right hand side. And when you go for the bottom one shown by the green arrow, here the current is flowing in the opposite direction from right to left, and hence here the sign for voltage drop IR is given as a positive one to the right side and negative one to the left side. Next, let us deal with the batteries connected in series. Here we consider certain examples of different circuits for batteries. In the first example, the 3 batteries are connected in series, and they are connected such that all the 3 batteries E1, E2 and E3 will try to send the current in the same direction, and hence they are said to be connected in series aiding condition. And come to this example where E2 and E3 are trying to send the current in opposite direction to that of E1. Hence, E2 and E3 are said to be connected in opposite to series opposing to E1. The resultant EMF here will be equal to now E1 minus E2 minus E3. And come to the third example where we have 2 EMFs and 1 resistance. Here the current is assumed to flow from right to left, hence the voltage drop in the resistance is I into R such that onto the right side positive terminal positive sign and onto the left side of the resistance minus. Now for this circuit the resultant voltage will be E1 minus IR plus E3. So always in order to determine the resultant voltage we need to understand the direction of flow of current which each voltage rise or voltage drop is going to send. So it becomes somewhat difficult. Hence, we can frame some set of guidelines to understand the sign of voltage rise or voltage drop in this way. Here, if similar terminals are connected, then the sign will be opposite to the previous one, and opposite terminals are connected, same sign will be given. Here, let us implement this particular set of rules for third example. Now, let us consider E1 as the reference. Then the drop IR, the sign for IR is given based upon these rules. See how the terminals are connected. Minus is connected to minus. Minus of E1 is connected to minus of IR. So similar terminals means we get opposite sign to the previous one. Hence previous one is E1 plus E1. So we have got a minus sign for IR. And come to the E3. How E3 and IR are connected? Positive to positive. So similar terminals means opposite sign. So minus IR here. So we have got positive sign for E3. So the same rule is applicable to all circuits, so that we can very easily identify the sign for the voltage drop or voltage rise in a closed path, and whenever we deal with problems related to Kirchhoff's laws or especially Kirchhoff's voltage law. Hope that this set of rules are somewhat comfortable to you. Now, before going for Kirchhoff's second law, that is voltage law, at this juncture, I would like to go with some social aspects of our day-to-day life. The present situation is very delicate and very dangerous because of this COVID-19. So I always suggest all of you wear masks before going outside. Don't neglect it. Use sanitizers frequently to avoid the spread of virus. And not only this, some more points that I would like to tell at this juncture. Please go through the next slide and we will get back soon. The human beings are destroying the nature like anything for their selfish desires. If you wish to protect it, the simple way is to go for forestation. Grow at least 5 plants per person in your premises, houses, schools and colleges, etc. Welcome back. Let us discuss Kirchhoff's second law or voltage law. After knowing voltage drop and how to assign a sign to voltage drop or voltage rise, that we have considered a set of rules in the previous slides. It is stated as the algebraic sum of EMFs and resistive drops in a closed circuit is equal to 0. Consider this example where we have got two EMFs E1 and E3 and one resistive drop IR. IR is connected such that it has positive sign onto the right side and left side negative sign onto the right hand side, because we are assuming the current flowing in from right to left. If you implement Kirchhoff's voltage law to this circuit, considering E1 as the reference, that is positive, E1 and IR is allotted opposite sign to that of E1, because observe the terminals here. Minus of E1 is connected to negative of IR. So similar terminals are connected means as per our logic we get opposite to that of the previous. So IR is given minus sign here, E1 minus IR. And come to E3. How E3 is connected here? The positive of E3 is connected to positive of IR. Hence again opposite sign will come because similar terminals are connected. So already IR got minus sign, so E3 will be positive because opposite to IR. Hence the algebraic sum means E1 minus IR plus E3 of this circuit will be equal to 0. So this is what actually Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now let us do a simple problem using Kirchhoff's laws. Here the objective is to find out the currents in all the branches for this given problem. Here we have got two sources, 40 volts and 20 volts, and three resistances, 2 ohms, 3 ohms and 4 ohms. Coming together here, we have got three branches. This is branch 1 and this is branch 2 and this is branch 3. And I am assuming three currents here, I1, I2 and I3, as shown by the arrows. I1 is the current passing through 2 ohm resistance, I2 is flowing through 4 ohms and I3 through the 3 ohm resistance. And if I am also considering some alpha bits here to make the simplification somewhat simpler. Here at junction A, if you implement Kirchhoff's current law, we get I3 is equal to I1 plus I2, because I3 is the outgoing current and I1 and I2 are the incoming currents. And next we shall move on to the application of Kirchhoff's voltage law to the loop ABDA. We get the voltage drop here is 2 into I1, and the voltage drop across 3 ohms is 3 into I3, that is 3 into I1 plus I2, because I3 is equal to I1 plus I2. And let us go for the allocation of sign here for the voltage drops in 2 ohms and 3 ohms. The 2 into I1 will have positive onto the left side and negative onto the right side, because the current is flowing from left to right. And similarly 3 ohms resistance is has positive onto the top side and negative onto the bottom side, because the current is assumed to flow from top to bottom. Hence, if you implement KVL by taking 40 volts reference for this loop, you will have 40, and if you observe 2I1, it is connected from plus to plus. Plus and plus are connected, so minus opposite sign will come, minus 2I1, and again come here 3I3 or 3 into I1 plus I2. Here also, here plus is connected to minus. So opposite terminals are connected, means same sign will come. So 40 minus 2I1 minus 3 into I1 plus I2 is equal to 0. If you simplify this, you get 5I1 plus 3I2 is equal to 40, and this is equation number 1. Now let us implement Kirchhoff's voltage law to the loop ACDA. Here considering 20 volts as positive, so 4I2 is the voltage drop in the 4 ohm resistance, with the positive onto the right side and the negative terminal onto the left side, because the current is I2 is flowing from right to left. So 20 and plus is connected to minus here, I mean for 4I2. So opposite are connected, means we get the same sign, that is plus 4I2. And again come to the 3 ohm resistance, how it is connected to the 4 ohms. Negative of 4I2 is connected to positive of 3 ohms, so it will be having the same sign as that of the 4I2. So 4I2 has plus sign, so finally the equation becomes 20 plus 4I2 plus 3 into I1 plus I2 is equal to 0. And if you simplify this, you get 3I1 plus 7I2 is equal to minus 20. And we have got two equations, and we need to find out two unknowns, I1 and I2. Let us use Cramer's method of matrices for solving the above equations. Form the basic matrix equation with the coefficients of I1 and I2 from equation 1 and 2. We get 5, 3, 3, 7 is as the basic matrix into I1, I2 is equal to, onto the right side we have got 40 and minus 20. Here we need to the formulae are I1 is equal to delta 1 by delta and I2 is equal to delta 2 by delta, where delta 1 is the determinant formed by removing the first row or replacing the first row by the right side values of 40 and minus 20 and 3, 7. Similarly, delta 2 is remove the second row of the basic matrix with the right side values 40 and minus 20 and find out the determinant. And delta is the determinant of the basic matrix, that is 5, 3, 3, 7. Find out the values, you get delta 1 as equal to AD, if you implement AD minus BC here to find out the determinant. For delta 1 you get 340, delta 2 you get minus 220 and delta as 26. So after finding out these values, use the formula for finding out I1 is equal to delta 1 by delta 340 by 26 gives you the value of 13.07 amperes, and I2 minus 220 by 26, that is equal to minus 8.461 amperes. So here don't worry if you get negative value for the current, because if you get the negative value, that means to say that the current is flowing in opposite direction that we have assumed in the problem. That's it. And finally I3 is equal to I1 plus I2, which gives rise 4.615 amperes. Like that, this is the solution here. Anyhow, I hope that this session is clear to you, and we shall have the next session very soon. And before that, I would like to show you one more slide which makes you to think about your health, both physically and mentally. Please go through it, and again we shall come back for a while. In our daily life, we will be exposed to different kinds of physical and mental stresses. To keep you fit both physically and mentally, do pranayam for at least 20 minutes in the morning with empty stomach. This is very much essential for present youth. Okay, I welcome back again here. Last but not the least, I hope that this session is clear to all of you. If you like this session, please subscribe to my channel and also suggest others also to watch it and to subscribe it and get the benefits. I shall meet you in my next session of our electric circuits. Till then, bye. Thank you.